Hey guys, and welcome back to Gregtech New Horizons, where last episode we automated polyphenylene sulfide, which will be used to coat some of our cables down the line. We adjusted and upgraded our clean room here, to hopefully be able to more easily craft circuits like this, as well as being able to accommodate EV machines inside our clean room. We of course also made our trip to Mars, where we collected many different ores, and we set up processing here for scheelite ore, which eventually will give us tungsten. Although, as was pointed out, I don't think we want to smelt all of it into tungsten dust, so we remove this filler, and we don't extract from this thing. We'll cook it as we need it. It's a very fast recipe anyway. So our first mission for today is to tackle something we looked at a little bit last episode. In order to progress any more through EV, and especially getting into IV here, we are going to need a lot of platinum. And we have managed to get our hands on some platinum before, but the problem is it's a very inefficient way of doing it. So the process we're going to be switching over to is a little bit complex. I'm sure it's easier than it looks, but I haven't fully wrapped my head around this. We're going to take it one step at a time though. I do know, however, that we're going to need some large chemical reactors for this, as well as another blast furnace, a lot of machines, and I think probably some more circuits. I think we're running out of circuits by now. So let me do some crafting and preparations, and we'll start processing some platinum. Well, I didn't quite expect this system to get so large, but here we are. And we're making our platinum dust here. However, this is not finished. As you can see, we have an incomplete blast furnace, and there is also some byproducts we have to deal with out of this system. So, before, the way we were getting platinum is we were using the chemical bath with crushed nickel ore, and also some mercury, which we can get from redstone. And this gives us platinum metallic powder dust, which we used to be just sending through the blast furnace for 2 platinum nuggets. We do still somehow have to get our hands on platinum metallic powder, which is the input item for this system. So effectively what this system does here is it turns metallic powder dust into regular platinum, which we can smelt 1-to-1 with the ingots, instead of just getting nuggets from the blast furnace. But before we go through and explain how this system works, we will quickly drop by the Twilight Forest and drop our miner on probably one of these nickel veins up here. As I mentioned, we do still need the nickel to chemical bath into platinum dust powder, whatever it's called. There's so many of those platinum dusts. Oh, and I didn't bring enough fuel for this either. Man. I'll go back and fuel the miner in a couple of minutes. So yeah, back to our platinum system over here. Where do we even begin with this? I guess we start at the very beginning here with platinum metallic powder. That is mixed in a chemical reactor with aqua regia, which we take from this mixer. This mixes diluted sulfuric acid and nitric acid. I see a splitting creeper down there. Hello there. We are actually making nitric acid up here using a different recipe, but this we use for our ITNT and also our cetane boosted diesel. Plus, if I calculated correctly, then this is actually a closed loop with nitric acid. I don't think we need to import from external sources here. So yeah, this chemical reactor with the metallic powder gives us platinum concentrate. We also get a byproduct of platinum residue dust, but we're not going to worry about this dust right now. This is going to be for some IV tier materials. We're just going to store and backlog this. But the platinum concentrate goes into the LCR, and there is 2 recipes we can do with this actually. There's an LV and an HV one. I decided to go for the HV one since we don't get any tiny piles, we just get the full dusts. The liquids we'll go over later on, but we do get platinum salt dust and reprecipitated platinum dust. The platinum salt dust is buffered in this drawer and then exported to this sifting machine. So when we sift salt dust, it gives us refined platinum salt dust. And then we blast furnace this and it gives us a small amount of chlorine and platinum metallic powder dust, which, if you'll remember, is our input item over here. So we somehow have to send the output of this blast furnace back into this drawer here, and this will be the start of our system again. But the other output here, the reprecipitated platinum dust, that is mixed in a chemical reactor with calcium, and from this we just get our pure platinum dust. This is exactly what we're after here. We also get a byproduct of calcium chloride, which will be electrolyzed in here. When you electrolyze calcium chloride, it gives you some of the calcium back, and also some more chlorine. So the calcium will be sent into this drawer up here. And yeah, the only other part we haven't mentioned here is the other outputs of the LCR. So we get palladium enriched ammonia, which comes out of the output hatch. And this, I think all we can do really with this is chemical react it to give palladium salt dust. We're similar to this dust over here, we're not going to worry about this right now. We just chemical react it here and store it as dust. That is mainly for IV tier materials. And the last two here we get diluted sulfuric acid, which if you remember goes into this mixer, or aqua regia. And we also get nitrogen dioxide here, which is how we make our nitric acid. So that, the nitrogen dioxide gets sent into this chemical reactor over here, mixes with water from a reservoir, and oxygen from our oxygen tank over there, and this gives us nitric acid, which then goes into the mixer. So yeah, it's quite a complex system, but once you start doing it, it's really not as bad as it first looks. So obviously we do still need to finish off that blast furnace. I've started cooking up some more nichrome. Although, as you're probably aware, nichrome takes forever. 219 seconds. I mean, we get it down to 109 with our current blast furnace setup, but it still takes forever. I think we may actually just put the Canthal coils in platinum, and we'll use nichrome here for titanium instead. Plus, we still have to provide power to all of these machines. We have some combustion generators and batteries on the back, but these are not currently hooked up to our fuel system down here. And it's raining. First time in forever, I feel like. It's barely ever raining here. So I don't know how many of you guys followed along with that explanation. Hopefully it made sense. I know it can get quite a lot when we start doing all these fluids and byproducts and things. But I'm going to make a few adjustments, especially to the end of this system. I may shuffle some machines around, and I'll try to get this system finalised. Alright, so it's been about an hour. I've been doing some more crafting and testing with this system. Our batteries should be ready by now. So I did manage to hook up power to everything. Once we put in these medium voltage batteries here, this should power all the MV machines on this side. One thing I'm still not sure of though is if this is fully closed loop. I'm not sure if we get all of the nitrogen or nitric acid back. It's really hard to tell because of the numbers. But basically this chemical reactor has to run twice before this LCR turns on. But I did also hook up the sifter here for the platinum salt dust, which then feeds into a little buffer drawer and then into the blast furnace here. We still somehow have to get ammonia up to that tank up there. So how are we going to do this? Look at it down here, look at this. This is what I want to avoid in the new base. No more of this. Ammonia is this tank. Okay. How much more spaghetti can we make this? Through the floor. Oh, this hurts me so bad. I hate doing this. Where are we going to go now? Underneath, I guess. Actually, you know what? On second thought, I don't think we're going to hook this up. I think we'll just manually move over batches of it as we need it. I don't really want to have this much ammonia stored in these pipes, as ammonia is one of the things we get least of out of this distillation tower. And it looks like we have now stalled here. Why is that? Oh, we're just out of metallic powder. Hello, horse. Are you having fun there? How did you even get in here? I mean, I guess this is not the most secure area. As for the metallic powder dust though, look at this. We have almost 2,000 in this drawer. We did process so much nickel before in anticipation for this. So I don't know exactly how much this will turn into, but I mean, remember we get some of it back from when we sift in blast furnace. So it was probably even unnecessary to go for more nickel today. So I wonder how much nichrome we have by now. We have, wow, we actually have enough. That gives you an idea of how long I've been at this already. We should still have the mica foil as well to make the coils. Oh yeah, loads, look at this. Plus we have loads more of the sheets. So 2 stacks of nichrome goes in the wire mill. Fluid extracts 16 Canthal ingots. And we send all that through the assembling machine with our double nichrome wires. Honestly though, we probably could have just went with copper nickel for this. But since we now have the nichrome, we may as well use it. We'll put the nichrome on titanium, and we'll use Canthal here for the platinum. So this blast furnace is only being run at MV, quick round of maintenance, so now you should turn on? No. What are we missing? Circuit 1, that's what it is. We have green lights, that is a good sign. Okay. So this is going to give us a tiny amount of chlorine. I think we maybe want to upgrade this to a super tank. This is 10 seconds per recipe, so maybe we do actually want to overclock this. I think this commands more testing, but the output bus should send its contents back to this original drawer. And then, as we talked about, we'll just manually move over the ammonia up to here to be mixed with hydrochloric acid and give us ammonia chloride. Okay, so we have a much more efficient means of getting platinum. Let's make sure we pick up the quest here. Oh, it wants every single item in this chain. Look at Of course it does. Oh, wait a second, it's actually being generous this time. Don't want to do all these cell quests because you already automated it. Hold a stack of any flatline dust. We currently have 26. We'll come back for the quest later on, but in order to get this fluid that we looked at last episode, this thing, I'm not going to try and pronounce it. One of the fluids that we need as part of this process is phenol. We also need phenol as part of epoxy, which is used for the next tier of circuits. It's also used to make HV circuits a lot easier as well. We no longer need the MV tier to make HV. We can just use this advanced circuit board. And at this stage of the game, we actually have two options on what we can do here, as far as I can tell. We can either set up another pyrolyzed oven and distillation tower, which I think honestly we may do when we get to the new base, or we could set up a chemical reactor with chlorobenzene and water, and chlorobenzene is 1-to-1 with phenol. So what we're going to do here is make two super tanks. One we switch out on the end here of this blast furnace for chlorine, and we have to empty this guy's contents out. And the other one we're going to take along with our oil drilling rig. Let's make sure this is the HV one. Yes it is, okay. You, stop please. 321,000 millibuckets of oil in here. Actually, I guess this oil rig, we already had a super tank here. But we are going to dismantle all of this. Oh man, I love this wrench, look at this. 4 creepers, just like, what? Did you guys see that? Yeah, we do want the mining pipes here though. So where exactly are we heading with this? Well, it's going to involve this thing. Quick recharge of the armor, make sure we have enough oxygen. And we are headed back to Mars. Now we're going to bounce again in the lander. I love this part. Oh, but it is nighttime this time. Okay, good to see that we landed more or less in the same place as last time. But we're here to pick up chlorobenzene, which we didn't collect last time we were here. So I did bring our prospector here, but it looks like we've actually found quite a lot of this when we were looking for the ores. This chunk here seems to have quite a lot of it. Yeah, look at that, 131 litres compared to 3 litres in the chunk we're in. So it was this one here, right? Yeah, looks like we got 131 in that specific chunk. Right here. Oh, I can't hit this zombie. Oh, we got him. Okay. Okay, we got the oil rig set up here. Let's just do a quick round of maintenance. I hope I brought solder and alloy wire. Yes, I did. Okay, are you happy? Yep, missing mining pipe. Give the generator some fuel. Give it a tap with the hammer. And we're off. Nice. Let's just verify that we are actually getting chlorobenzene in here. It's taken a while. I'm a little concerned here. I did give it enough mining pipe. It looks like it's still going to the bottom. We are quite high up here at Y81. It stopped deploying mining pipe. We should be getting our fluid by now. Ah, we are, nice. Okay, we're getting chlorobenzene. We'll come back shortly and check on our chlorobenzene. We have a few other things to do around the base this episode. One of those things is, well, we have to set up an infrastructure in order to deal with the chlorobenzene we're going to be getting. It looks like while we were gone, we were up to 60 platinum dust. But yes, how do we deal with all of this chlorobenzene? Well, I think we want a chemical reactor with water. We're going to get phenol and also hydrochloric acid. And in fact, that is what has stopped this platinum system. We're completely out of hydrochloric acid, which means we're no longer producing PVC or polyethylene here. The buffers on these two fluids should be full enough though. Yeah, we have a decent amount of polyethylene backed up here. Honestly though, when I look through NEI, it's not really any use setting this up when we don't have anything to do with phenol. The phenol we want to use twice. We want to use it for bisphenol A. Oh, actually, there's a large chemical reactor to completely skip the bisphenol A. Okay, now that I'm a fan of. Okay, yeah, look at this. We can mix hydrochloric acid, epichlorohydrin, acetone, and phenol to give us straight epoxy, rather than having to do epichlorohydrin and bisphenol A, which is like 3 different steps on its own. Anyway, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. I'm aware that we're kind of rushing through things, but that is the idea. I really want to move bases like ASAP, so we're going to try to unlock tier 5 here with a stack of tungsten steel. To unlock the tungsten steel though, we do have to mix steel and tungsten dust. And surprisingly enough, the steel is what we were actually out of, so we made up some more raw iron. Threw that through the blast furnace, very quick recipe at just 1 second. Mix that into tungsten steel, and then we have to wait the long blast furnace recipe. Something else that takes a really long time in the blast furnace is Glowstone Silicon Boules, which also takes nitrogen gas. It's not something that we can make at the moment. So I crafted up machines, and I was going to make another blast furnace for this, so I actually started cooking up some more canthal and nichrome. But then, in the end, I just decided to reuse the one we already have. But the setup for nitrogen is very simple. It's just compressing some empty cells, and then centrifuging into oxygen and also nitrogen. So you may have noticed there was an electrolyzer here. That didn't happen. Electrolyzer is basically the opposite step to centrifuging. So what we have here is a compressor for empty cells. That gives us compressed air, which we centrifuge into nitrogen gas and also cells of oxygen. The nitrogen gas is buffered in this tank, and the oxygen gets placed here, both of which are sent out on this ender fluid conduit. The nitrogen gas is passed into this blast furnace, where we can smelt our Glowstone Silicon Boules, and the oxygen joins this super tank back here, which we use for the Circuit 11 recipes for just general smelting here. So the reason that we want these silicon boules is we can cut them down into wafers, and then we can laser engrave these into all the different circuit wafers. We also get more per recipe than using just the basic ones here. However, the other reason that we need it is actually for all of the IV machines, except the polarizer. I picked a terrible example here. The electric motors in IV take these graphene wires, and to make graphene we have to use either Naquadah doped wafers or glowstone wafers. Of course we don't have the Naquadah wafers, and this takes an IV assembler anyway. Americium doped wafers, I didn't even know these existed. ZPM, yeah, we're still months away from this. But yeah, we can get this with graphite and glowstone doped wafers to give us the graphene. I wonder though, how much tungsten steel do we have by now? 55, not quite enough to unlock IV. So another thing that I would like to work towards today is to try to unlock the EV energy hatch. We're going to need 2 of these in order to power the IV chemical reactor, in order to make this this thing down here. But we first have to start with the EV cutting machine, which we don't have yet. And more EV machines means more EV circuits. More EV circuits at this stage, since we don't have the epoxy for these advanced boards, means more HV circuits. I think we're completely out now. We have one HV circuit. Well, luckily at least we do have the MVs to work with. So for the HV circuit recipe, we need our MVs, fine red alloy wire, small coils, random access memory, and circuit boards. Did I remember everything? One more item. It's one of these SMDs. Guess the color. I think it's transistors. Nope. We need the capacitors. Nope. Wait, is this plugged in? Oh, the clean room is off. We haven't used this since we moved it. Well, that would make a lot of sense. And now we wait. Boy, this is slow. This takes so long. Let's prepare the rest of the materials we need for this cutting machine. 1 cobalt brass gear, in order to make our diamond saw blade. An EV machine hull, which we have. Some reinforced glass. 2 aluminium cable. 3 EV electric motors, which we apparently can't craft. No more black steel. Huh, I thought I made some more black steel. Ah, we have 94 in this drawer here. We'll wire mill it all, I guess. Okay, now we should be able to pick up our 3 motors. 2 of those used for the conveyor module. And all we're missing is our circuits here. It's been a while since we've had a blood moon here. We should be in relative safety in this little bubble. While we wait this thing out, let's actually enchant one of our loot bags. We have a couple of these EVs, and we also did manage to make some fortune books with the printing press. I think we just combine a spare electric motor, the loot bag, and the fortune 3 book. Boy, this is expensive. Imagine this gives us redstone torches. Let's see what we get. Some item conduits and a talisman of remedium. Hold on, isn't this the item we can get from the quests? It is the same item, look! As soon as we get to the moon, we just have to pick up those items, and the quest book gives us one. I am disappointed in that. I mean, we needed the item conduits, but I think we'll be saving the rest of our fortune books for the applied energistics loot bags. Alright, it has been a while there. I've gathered some more materials for the extra circuits. Let's start this thing. 23 more HVs. We have run out of MVs to craft with. I will make around half of these things into workstations. We can't make the nano processors yet, can we? Or the quantums? No, definitely not the quantums. And the nanos take the advanced circuit boards, okay. So yeah, maybe we'll look into epoxy next episode instead of rushing the rocket. You know, after all this, I'm actually just considering moving bases to an overworld location. Just so that we can move quicker. I'm honestly undecided now. All I know is that I want to move out of here, like, ASAP. Well, anyways, with the workstations, we can grab the EV cutting machine. Completing our quests. We haven't had many today, actually. I know how we can get another quest completion. We're up to 68 platinum dust. Anyway, how do we craft this EV energy hatch? And why exactly do we need the cutting machine? I assume it's these power IC wafers. Yeah, we first need a sapphire lens, and we have to cut down one of these glowstone silicon boules. Oh, it looks like we've actually got enough tungsten steel as well. Oh, 17 seconds for ingot in the vacuum freezer though. More waiting to do, more waiting. So yeah, we first cut down the silicon boule, This gives us 32 rather than the 16 that the regular wafers give us. And we laser engrave some of these with the sapphire lens. I hope this can be done at HV actually. Please don't tell me we need the EV one. Oh no, it works. Nice. Okay, but then for the energy hatch, we need some extreme voltage coils, which takes our tungsten steel. It's fine wire, but it gives us 4 per wire here, so it's not the terrible recipe like energetic alloy. And I think we'll aim for maybe 4 of these EV energy hatches. I know we can't power this right now, it's our power is still an issue. But the NAT coolant I think we've made before, right? This is just sodium potassium. Some EV pumps, which I'm sure we should have the materials for by now. And then our power IC wafers, which have to be cut again. No? EV cutting machine? Oh yeah, we just made the EV. We have the EV cutting machine right here. Do you work? Yes, okay, awesome. Alright, so after quite a bit of crafting, also, muffling upgrade please. You're way too loud. Yeah, after lots and lots of waiting, we have our tungsten steel for the quest. Which should mean that we've unlocked IV, right? We have unlocked IV. We still can't really call ourselves an IV, we're still an EV. There's still a lot of things to do in this quest chapter. But some of this tungsten steel we first want to wire mill. Combine this with magnetic neodymium rods. Wait, does this have to be EV? It does need to be EV. Oh, finally, the EV energy hatch. More power needed, sir. We're gonna make multiple of these things. Actually, maybe we won't do that many. We'll do 3. It's gonna be a while before we can use all 3 of these. EV loot bag. Electric pistons, wow. That's almost better than the fortune one we done. But the last upgrade I'd like to make for today is actually to our armor again. We need 1 IV circuit for this. We also need to use some of our platinum. We'll cook it all. Wait, there isn't a more efficient recipe for this, is there? Any further processing we can do with this? Oh no, we got maintenance issues. As the IV circuit is crafting. Oh no, this is not good. Which one is it? Stop. Okay, it stopped. I wonder if the IV craft failed. Can you imagine? What kind of timing is that? Okay, we got it. Wow, what a time to get maintenance issues right there. We got our mainframe though. Yeah, we need 2 12x platinum wire, which is a very strange number. Normally you don't get 12x cable. Anyways, these materials are going to allow us to combine the nanosuit body armor along with our jetpack, and means that we'll get the full protection of the nanosuit, while also getting the flight of the jetpack. So we need our mainframe, some tungsten steel which we unlocked today, our platinum which we unlocked today, some advanced alloy, and we have the advanced nano chest plate. Wait. Quest. Hold on. Okay, we have unlocked the quest for it. Oh, and it gives us an IV electric motor as well for this. Or an IV circuit, I guess we leave that there. Anyways, now we're looking fancy, and I think that is also a good time to wrap up the episode. But yeah, we got the platinum system up and running, we unlocked IV with tungsten steel. We started mining Mars for some chlorobenzene, which may actually be done by now. It's been a few hours since I set that up. Let me know what you guys think about the base move. Should we just move to the overworld, or should we hold out and go to the void in IV? Anyways guys, that is going to do us for today. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all soon for some more Gregtech New Horizons.